So a lot of people think that I'm kind of crazy for perpetuating this constant philosophy that mead and brewing in general doesn't have to be this giant stress-filled uh, leap into the scientific community and world. A lot of people think that I'm crazy, but I want you to understand one thing. I'm not alone. And while, yes, I am referring to all of you who have jumped onto this bandwagon with me and waved the flag of home brewing proud and true, there's actually a really great article that includes a recipe from a guy's blog that I found. I think you might like it. You want to take a look? Sorry for the creepy floating head, but the cooks cook. Make wild forged mead like a Viking. Google search this, and I think you'd actually really like it. Let me show you what I mean. While he does refer to this as quite possibly the world's oldest fermented beverage, one pretty interesting point, if I can make it, is right here. No complex procedures, chemical cleaners, and sanitizers, or worry is required. Look, I'm not telling anyone who's commercial how to do their job. I mean, yeah, sanitation and modern practices and modern invention, totally worthwhile and will net you a more repetitive and easily replicatable process. But this is not rocket science. It's basically the oldest process we've ever had in life. And why I think that's important to remember is because, just like I've always said, going back to our roots is how we progress forward in society, not backwards. If all we ever do is sit around and figure out what's the latest and greatest, we're going to lose probably the most important part of all of it. And I think the most important part of all of it is adventure. I mean, it's an experiment. And when we say that this is how it has to be done, I think we lose sight on what we could possibly do with it. And I don't want everybody coming out of the woodwork against me or for me. In fact, I don't care if you comment on this at all. But what I think is important is that you remember that there is no right way to do a 1,000-year-old process. You can do it the same way they did, or you can modernize it to the way you want. There's nothing wrong with either. Really, as far as I'm concerned, I think the greatest crime the brewing community ever committed was convince people that this is a difficult hobby to get into. I've got like 246,000 people following me right now that I think get the process down pretty well, and it's not that hard. Make Mead.